Now children, this is the magnetic field of the toroid. Magnetic field of the toroid. So this is the arrangement of the toroid, and this is in the form of the circle, and the insulated copper wire are wound is wound on the circumference of this toroid. Now first of all, we will see the current enters in the each turn of the toroid. Suppose we are observing the current is flowing in the toroid in the clockwise direction. Okay, so from here, if you are observing, this is the direction clockwise. So if the current is flowing in the clockwise direction like this, when you are observing from this phase, then current is flowing in the clockwise direction like this. Okay, so this is the direction of what? This is the direction of the current flowing in the clockwise direction. So if the current is flowing in the clockwise direction, what is the direction of the magnetic field? Along the axis of the solenoid. So this is the axis of the solenoid, and the direction of the magnetic field is inward direction. So this is the inward direction. Okay, and magnetic field lies along the axis of the solenoid. You have to find out the magnetic field in the three regions of the toroid solenoid. So here I have drawn this diagram. See this diagram. This is the outer circumference of the toroid, and this is the inner circumference of the toroid, and this is the axis of the toroid. Now we have taken the point P, which is lying inside the toroid, and here you have to find out the magnetic field. Now we have taken a point Q outside the toroid, and the point R, which is on the axis of the toroid. Clear? R1 is the distance of point P from the center. R2 is the distance of the point R from the center, and R3 is the distance of the point Q from the center. So first of all, you will see one thing. I have marked the cross on the inner circumference of the toroid, and I have marked the dot in a circle on the outer circumference of the solenoid. How? See, suppose this is a long solenoid. Okay, so there is a rule which is called the right hand current rule, loop rule. You can say this is a loop rule. Here we are going to apply the current loop rule. What is that current loop rule? See, suppose this is the solenoid and the current is entering like this. Okay, so if the current is moving like this is what direction? This is the clockwise direction. So this phase will behave like a south pole, and this phase will behave like a north pole. So the direction of the magnetic field will be lying inside. On this turn, it will lie perpendicular to the turn and inside the solenoid. Now in this condition, we are going to apply the current loop rule. How? And what is the meaning of this dot, and what is the meaning of this cross sign? The meaning of this dot sign is current enters the loop, and the cross sign represent current come out from the loop like this. See, I have made this arrangement. Okay, I have made this arrangement, and in this arrangement, this is the solenoid. Okay, this is the solenoid, and here in this condition, suppose the current is entering in the solenoid in this direction. Okay, this is the direction, and the current is entering in this direction. So when the current is entering in this direction, so this phase will behave like a south pole because this is a clockwise direction, and current is moving like this. How you will apply the loop rule? Because as the direction of the current in this turn is clockwise, so the magnetic field is lying perpendicular and inside. So see, this is the direction of the magnetic field. B I have marked. How you will apply the loop rule? See, you will apply the loop rule like this. This is the direction of the magnetic field. You will apply the loop rule like this. Direction of magnetic field and direction of the current, like this. Direction of magnetic field and direction of current. So see, in this figure, if you will apply this current loop rule, so from this upper phase, the current is entering, and from the lower phase, current is coming out. Clear? Current is entering, perpendicular, entering, and from this phase, because you have to curl your finger, the curl of finger will give the direction of current around this loop. So from the upper phase of the loop of the solenoid, it is entering from the loop, and from the lower phase it is coming out, like this. I have made this diagram. So this is the direction, and current is entering and current is coming out, inward. So this is the inward direction and this is the outward direction, outward, and this is inward. Okay, so the outward direction will be the direction dot, current enters the loop, and cross will be the direction current come out from the loop. So this is the current loop rule you have to apply in the case of the long solenoid also, and in the case of the toroid also. So that is why here I have made, from the inner circumference current is entering, upper circumference current is entering, like this. Okay, but from the lower phase it is coming out. From the upper phase it is entering, and from the lower phase coming out, entering and coming out, entering and coming out, like this. This is like this. In each turn it is entering and coming out, entering and coming out. So this is the direction. So I have marked dot on the upper circumference because the current is entering from the upper circumference and it is coming out from the lower circumference. So I have marked cross here. You all know very well that the current follow the algebraic sum. So when current follow the algebraic sum, this is the direction of current, this is the direction of the current, which is outward, and this is the direction of from the lower phase inward. So both the directions are opposite but the current is same. So algebraic sum of the current for this and this portion will be equal to what? 0. So we can say inside the toroid and outside the toroid, the algebraic sum of the current is coming out to be 0. So here you will see I have made the, here I have made, see, this is the inner circle I have drawn. Why? Because I have taken this point P. So we will draw the Amperian loop, this. So first of all, you will see what will be the magnetic field at the point P. So this is the magnetic field at the point B. Magnetic field B along the loop 1. You know that closed integral for the loop 1, B1 dot dl we have written. B and dl both are in the same direction for this condition if we take. So B dl cos 0, and for this I have considered B1 is the magnetic field and R1 is the radius. So this is 2 pi R1. Now the current through this Amperian loop, the current through this Amperian loop, is there any current around this Amperian loop? No. No current is threading from this Amperian loop. So if no current is threading around for this Amperian loop, then I1 is equal to 0. If I1 is equal to 0, so we will say that the magnetic field inside the toroid is equal to 0. Okay, so this is the first condition you have derived from here. Now come to the next, the second condition, magnetic field through loop 3. Magnetic field through loop 3, see here, this is a loop 3. Okay, so if I will say that this is the current which is moving inward, flowing inward, and this is the current coming out, so the algebraic sum is equal to 0. So if the algebraic sum is equal to 0, so what will be the current threading from around this Amperian loop passing through the point Q where you are going to find out the magnetic field? So no current is flowing through this Amperian loop also, because algebraic sum of these two current is equal to 0. So if no current is flowing, again the same condition we are going to follow. Closed integral 3 b3 dl, b3 dl cos 0 degree, so b3 2 pi r3. So current coming out of the plane of the paper is cancelled by the current going into the plane of the paper. So I3 is equal to 0. So if I3 is equal to 0, then what you will write? Closed integral b3 dot dl is equal to mu naught into I3, and I3 0. So b3 is equal to 0. So no magnetic field exists outside the toroid also. Now come to the next, magnetic field along the loop 2. So here we have seen that the magnetic field along the loop is existing and it is along the axis of the solenoid. So when it is lying along the axis of the solenoid, so closed integral to b dot dl cos 0 degree, b 2 pi r2. Now I2 is what? I2 is the current flowing along the axis of the solenoid. So how you will consider? See, the current I is flowing in each turn. In each turn current I is flowing. So first of all you have to find out the total number of turns. Total number of turns, how you will be getting? Small n. Small n, we will say this is the number of turns per unit length. Number of turns per unit length. So small n is the number of turns per unit length. So what is the total length of the circumference? 2 pi r2. So 2 pi r2 is the total length, and number of turns per unit length is what? Small n. So you will multiply small n by the total length 2 pi r2. So you will be getting the total number of turns. 2 pi r2 multiplied by small n. And current in each turn is equal to I. So closed integral b dot dl is equal to mu naught I2. Okay. What is this? b 2 pi r2. So total current is equal to what? 2 pi r2 n into I. Okay. This is the value of what? This is the value of I2. This is the value of I2. So if this is the value of I2, then mu naught I2, substitute the value of I2, 2 pi r2 and I into mu naught. So what you are getting? 2 pi r2 cancelled out. So B comes out to be mu naught n into I. So this is the magnetic field along at any point on the axis of the toroid.